talk about. We need to talk about, of course, Director X. There's a lot going on with him. We actually did speak, contrary to what a lot of people I saw were saying in the chat. Everybody thinks the conversation fell through, but no, it actually did not. We actually did speak. So I will go over that.
Did he
Not
come
that
on to you, Hypno?
Did what?
Did he come on to you, Hypno?
No, he did not come on to me.
Female empowerment.
No matter how much you would love to see that.
Yeah.
God knows you don't get much action, but it's okay.
I had a pretty good
I don't
time
think a
partying
single female has ever seen that
5
Robyn
years
person.
ago when I was
Right.
18.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Oh my
But
God.
yes, there's a lot going on. So we'll start off with the Director X stuff, since we got almost 180 people here. And shout out to everybody in Rumble as well. Please, guys, make sure you guys like the stream. That's all I'll ever ask you to do. It really helps us push out the stream into YouTube's bullshit algorithm. Let's talk about Director X. So Director X is it actually is pretty good, the steps here, because she can kind of speak on it, I'm sure. Director X seems to have an obsession with G&G. All right. I don't know what it's interesting, because G&G is not the biggest group even talking about Director X's show, and yet for some reason he has like a hard on for geeks and gamers. He makes videos responding to Jeremy, makes videos responding to Ryan, makes videos responding to everybody, and I find it very interesting. He did actually reach out to me though, so he messaged me first. Just FYI, I didn't message him because I was still kind of thinking about it. I was like, should I even really do this? And he actually reached out to me. He did ask to be off the record, so I cannot show what he said. But the shortest, simplest way I can explain as to what Director X said was basically that he's not sure if he wants to come on the show, because he feels that by coming on the show, it's essentially showing that all it takes to get Director X out on a show is to basically just trash him, and he'll come on the show. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to give, I guess, us the satisfaction of going on the show.
So that's
what
he wants us to do.
Didn't he include one of your videos in his?
Yes, yeah, he included.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
So it's okay for him to do it. He just doesn't want to come on and respond to. Like, he doesn't want you to respond to it.
Well, so
or take accountability for including you in his little fight.
I guess so. It's more so that I don't know if he feels that he's just a bigger name, and thus I don't think it's that. I think it's that he doesn't want it to make it seem as if like all it takes. He thinks I personally attacked him, basically. Like I said, I can't tell you exactly what he said, but that's what he thinks. He thinks I personally attacked him, and I showcased in the group chat that we have what he said. And it was basically along the lines of like, I literally personally attacked him. And I told him, like, I didn't personally attack you. You know what I mean? I didn't go after your family. I didn't go after your friends. I didn't go after you as a person. I went after your show. I went after your title. I went after what you created. And I criticized what you made. Like, there's a difference. Like, if you took that personally, that probably explains a lot of what's going on right now. You know what I mean? Like, you can't separate your personal life with your professional life.
That's classic mentality of like,
Hypnotic, let me ask you a question. Did you tell him your ethnicity?
No, but I did tell him that he can come on the show and speak with 7 other people of varying races. I think I'm the only one that actually said that to him out of all the people that reached out to him. I was like, you know, we have all races on this stream. We have Hispanics, we have Klansmen, we have, you know, shills, we have whites, we have blacks, like we have everything. So like
we don't have any Asians though. Actually, we need to work on that. We need to
get Asian representation. Yeah,
well, that might be why. That might be why too. One, he wants on big channels. Like yes. That's why he is obsessed with like you know, coming after Ryan and Jeremy and you know and Gary. Like he wants on big channels. He wants to go on those platforms and embarrass them and be like, "Why are you racist?" He's already like drawn his foot in the sand and has decided that these guys are just mad because they are racist. Like that's why.
Correct.
He doesn't want to have a conversation. He just wants to go on there and tell them that.
Yes,
you know,
he wants
to defend Director X a little bit, which I know is an unpopular stance to take. But to defend Director X a little bit, he did reach out to Hypno, which is more than anyone from Disney or anyone's ever fucking done. He also is subscribed to like Jeremy from the Quartering. He said I watched their videos, and you could even see in his little video that he had watched portions of them. So he at least he does have some like
subscribed to them. He subscribed to them so he can watch any videos about himself.
Right.
That is the only reason. Because his show is out, and he wants to know
I'm
what
not saying
people
he's
are
doing it for the right reasons.
It has absolutely nothing to do with I'm going to support these. No, he's subscribed to them so he can watch any videos that they make about him. So that he can go on his platform on Instagram and trash them. That's why he's subscribed.
Well, that's his most popular videos.
Like a queer. Point.
He's going to look at these mean evil racists.
His most popular videos that he's posted on Instagram.
He's going to look at these mean evil racists.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's his most popular videos, the one of him trashing us and G and everybody. So, but the thing is, so again, without getting too specific, because I can't, he did end up so the conversation ended a couple days ago. And something's wrong with fucking Wyatt.
I think he's all chilled out. The shield that he is, he can't handle us. I
called him Kid Rock. He got upset.
Something's definitely wrong with his headset because he keeps not hearing us. So the conversation ended a couple days ago, and then randomly today, as I was editing videos, he just messages me out of nowhere, and he says something along the lines of, let's talk later on in the week. I have other conversations I'm having earlier in the week. And then I said, well, the only time I'm available to do anything like this is Saturday, 8 p.m., my show, whatever. And then he said, let's do it. So apparently we have it scheduled that Director X will be showing up next week. Apparently, whether that actually happens or not is still up in the air. But that's basically that little announcement that I wanted to make while there's 200 plus people watching. So Director X will be on the show supposedly. Whether that's I'll keep you informed later throughout the week if that actually happens or not. I don't trust the guy. All right, he knows I don't trust him.
I want to point this out. We do want to have a legitimately fair conversation with him. We don't want people like dogpiling or whatnot. Like we want like open dialogue is incredibly important. So, Director X, if you're watching this and this is you're like, oh, if they bash me, I'm not going to come on. Nah, we genuinely want a conversation. That's that's a good way forward. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I even told him too. I was like, I'll make it so that it's open dialogue. Like you're not going to get jumped or anything. Like I'm not gonna have everybody jump them at the same time, no matter how that would be pretty funny to see. I'm not gonna let that happen. Like it'll be a couple questions here and there, back and forth, and have a real conversation and see where his head is at. But whether or not he actually does it, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm still kind of waiting and seeing. I know that he said that he would go on Drunk 3PO's channel because me and Jay's been talking about this. So I don't know if that's happening or not, but I know Jay just really doesn't care about it, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day.
And I want to see more. I want to see more people in Hollywood and more people in the industry in general do things like this, because whatever you have negative to say about these individuals, Lauren Hisrich, who ruined The Witcher, she went, she had that dialogue with Jeremy from The Quartering. The dude that made John Wick talked about the critical drinker on an episode of Joe Rogan. Like these people are listening, and the more types of individuals that are willing to come on and have these dialogue, I think that regardless of whether we agree or disagree, there is some sort of it does make progress in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be getting their insights, their opinions, even if we disagree with them, at least we can know whether they're authentic or not. Whether they take our criticisms in terms of what we as consumers, as the paying customers, want from TV. Because look, it's so easy to rage farm and Captain Marvel 2 is going to suck. Let's make a bunch of videos about it. That's super easy. It's low hanging fruit. I love doing it. We all like doing it. But by the same token, I would much rather be making videos and commentary on the industry being good and getting good again and being positive. So the more people in the industry willing to come on shows like this and have those talks, it's only a net positive.
Here's the problem with that, though, because most of Hollywood has actually set the precedent back in 2016, where if you don't like something that we've created, it's a you problem. It's not our problem. You should be grateful that we're actually making these movies for you. Hollywood has turned it into us versus the consumer, as opposed to let's make great stories and have the consumer and have the customer come and watch these and then they'll continue to support what we've made. No, it's completely switched. And they started it. They started it in combination with, shill articles saying, hey, you didn't like Ghostbusters 2016? Oh, it's not because it wasn't good. It's because you hate women. Oh, you didn't like the new Charlie's Angels? Yeah. Well, you know what? Men It's not made for you. Men didn't go and see it. Oh, why aren't all these men going to see it? So they've sort of set the precedent. People you're talking about are very few and far between who are actually willing to listen and have a conversation. Everybody else has this completely narcissistic mindset to where we've put ourselves on a pedestal. We're surrounded by yes men who are telling us that the garbage that we are creating and putting out is fabulous, and how can anybody hate it? You've created something new. You're empowering all of these people, so how can they hate it? There must be something wrong with them. It's not the crap that you're creating that's not making money, that's not pulling numbers, that's not entertaining. It's nothing but a bunch of preaching. People don't go to the movies to be preached to. They go to the movies to escape the reality and watch something entertaining. You know,
you're 100% correct.
They're not doing that anymore, and I think that Hollywood has set the precedent for that. The people that you're talking about going and willing to have a conversation, they're very few. They're not all willing to do that, and I guarantee that this guy, this Director X, is not doing it in good faith. He's not doing it in good faith at all. Yeah, he wants to defend his project, but I mean, there was a post that he put up on his stories that he's agreeing with his friends in calling the content creators cowards because they don't want to have him on his show and have him call them racist.
Right.
So there's just something disingenuous about this guy wanting to come on all of these shows to try and defend his show. He doesn't want to defend his show. He just wants to say there's something wrong with you. Why don't you like my show?
That's
a you problem. It's
because you're black. He just wants to say that so that
that's what I needed to call out so much.
I agree with you.
I'll give credit too if he actually does come onto the show. If he actually does come onto the show, like sure, I'll give him credit for that to actually having the conversation. But I do have to call out the fucking bullshit of being like, oh, all these racist people won't have me on their show, and if they were real men, they'd talk to me. And then we repeatedly are like, come on the show, and then he tries to pull this bullshit of like, oh, I mean, if it come on, it might look bad, and like,
Yeah. And I do want to point out something. Yeah, no, it's a good point too. The thing is like with this director trying to get on someone's show. Yeah, on one end, he is probably doing it for the publicity that it will bring, but at the same time, we also need to understand that if this does go through and as we talked about earlier, a lot of creators, a lot of directors and producers of many different shows are becoming more aware that they need to pay attention to the content creators on YouTube, especially the really big ones that are exposing their work to way more people than any marketing scheme could ever do so. It's a new arena for both parties, I would say. On one hand, you have people like Director X that, while he might be an extreme in a lot of senses, there are others that maybe do want some feedback on what's going on in their show as to why people heavily dislike it, but they seem to be terrified because all they see constantly are content creators that obviously, even if we watch them, we would know all they're looking for is an easy fight, that they can just punch this person down the ground and get a lot of clicks and get their minutes of fame, so then they can skyrocket in the algorithm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think
exactly. Yeah, he's not interested in peace.